So I'm doing a little video editing this evening, and one of the challenges of doing the video editing out here when we're boondocking is that it just sucks the life right out of my battery. So 20% done, and I've got about 20 minutes to go. So I'm going to do the unthinkable, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the generator. Then I think you'll see real quick why we don't use the generator too often. All right, here we go. So generator starts. All right. This is the sound of our generator running. I don't know if you can pick it up, but things in here are actually vibrating. This baby is loud. So I took a second here and I turned on, got a little app that tells us how loud stuff is. So let's just call it right around 70, 75 decibels. Which is really loud. So I talked to one of the guys at the place where we bought the camper, and he said the noise and vibration of the Onan generators is actually the #1 complaint from people who bought these. So I've bought some like foam insulation plates, and at some point in the future my plan is to install those underneath the generator, and then we'll repeat this test and see if it's any quieter. What they were saying is that the generator is sitting, it's a metal frame that the generator sits in, and then the generator case itself is metal, so we're getting metal on metal, and that actually makes it louder and we get more vibration. So at some point, hopefully soon, we'll see if adding some foam blocks actually will quiet this down. So there we go, a project for another day.
Oh, it's that. Nice.
So this is a isolation pad that I bought, and I backed out the bolts. So it looks like I need to get bolts that are about another inch longer. So this project will wait for another day. So when I was under the truck looking at the generator, I couldn't help but notice that my spare tire is kind of a little bit loose. Here, let's look. So I don't think it's supposed to be that loose, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can tighten it up. There's just not a lot of room down here. Okay, let's look and see how we did. All right, yeah, looks like our tire is firm now. All right, one project done. So the other day I stopped at my favorite home store, and I picked up a cheap drill bit set. I'd gone to, maybe I paid, I don't know, 35 bucks. I'd gone to pawn shop. I was just looking, cheap drill. And the pawn shop, they had one that was rusted for $8, and I couldn't even get the release mechanism to work. So I kind of had to rethink my choices. Like, I don't really want to buy someone else's problems. So I bought this cheap little drill at Walmart, and it should be good enough for what I want to do. And what I want to do is I'm going to drill a hole right through the center of this. I've got a 3/8 bit. I've got nuts and bolts that I picked up from, some other little hardware store. And I'm going to try to use these for vibration isolation pads on the generator. So let's see if we can make it work. All right, let's see if we can get some of these bolts out. There's one. Two. Oh yeah, and three. Let's see if I can lift this thing now. Ow, that hurt. Baby. Top duty. Need some leverage. Try again. Whew. That isn't working. Oh, man. So this guy and I, we ended up having to have like a little discussion. A little bracket here was kind of rotated, and the bolt's not loosening up on me. So to rotate the brackets, I brought out like one of my favorite instruments, did a little attitude adjustment. You can see a little dings here where I missed, and now I'll just go ahead and tighten this guy in. Okay, so we got this guy tightened in now. Went back and tightened this guy up, tightened this guy up. So I guess now all that's really left between you and I is for me to go in and turn it on, and now we'll actually see if it's any improvement. I hope so. I'm awful dirty. Hey everybody, I'm here in a parking lot. I was doing some editing on the video, and I realized that I left out maybe some important stuff about the modification I did under here. So I thought together we'd just take a real quick look, and I'll point it out. So we have these three vibration isolation pads that I put in. So 1, 2, and 3. I drilled a hole through each of these pads, and then through the hole I ran this bolt and a washer to attach to the generator. I talked about I had a challenge with these guys. So the largest drill bit I had was 3/8 of an inch, and my bolts were 3/8 of an inch, and this stuff kind of gripped the bolt. So I ended up taking off these guys right here. I took off the little mounting brackets so I could jam the bolt through the isolation pad, and then I got the bolt actually started tightening down into the generator. Then I reattached it to the frame here. So this guy back here, this was where I had to attack it with a hammer, and that was simply because I couldn't back this bolt back down anymore. Okay, so we have the generator going now, so let's see how loud it is. So let's call that 60 decibels. A better man than I would remember what the decibel level was last time, but I don't remember. So we're going to be technical, and we're going to use a different method to check and see if the vibration noise is better. We're going to put the pan back in the oven.
Well, I was looking for the pan to put it back into the oven to see how loud it is, but it turns out it was actually in the oven, and it just was quieter, so we didn't hear it. So, pan's not shaking like crazy. There's our technical decibel level. Is the pan loud in the oven?
So I looked at the numbers. So the first time when we checked this, we were somewhere between 70 and 75 decibels for the noise level. Today, after we did the modifications, we're right around 60 decibels. So I think, a 10 to 15 decibel improvement or decrease in the noise level is worth the effort that this project took. I think money-wise, we're looking at, for the bolts and the washers, about $10. For the isolation pads, probably $15 from Amazon. I won't count the drill because I wanted to get one of those anyway. So about $25, I think to me is very reasonable to decrease the noise level here by the 10 to 15 decibels. The only other thing I can really think to do in here would be to add in noise dampening mats really up and around the inside of the cavity where the generator sits. But truthfully, then I'm getting into $100, $200 maybe to buy that. And since we don't use the generator that much anyway, this will probably do for the time being. So we're kind of trying to come to a conclusion of if this work was worth anything.
Absolutely it was. You did a great job.
Absolutely. Absolutely it was. So, as with, I think anything, when it comes to, working on your RV or working on your camper truck, it's okay to watch us. Just don't ask us. Join us next week as we head towards Durango, Colorado for a little hiking, and we'll perform a bit of preventative maintenance on our hot water heater.